Hey everyone, and welcome back to a very cloudy day here at New Woodshire, or very cloudy morning should we say, and episode 3 of our new Let's Play series. So in the previous episode we got the horse paddock and we built the farmhouse and garage, and we also got the workshop, well, the storage shed up there. The house has changed colour. I have had to change the house from the blue one to the white one. Simply the blue one, when you spawned into the game, it spawned you actually inside the house and you couldn't get out other than tabbing to a vehicle. So I decided to change that because it was just going to annoy me. We did give the horses some water and a bale of hay. Their level has gone up a little bit overnight, but not as much as it should have done with not having straw and the oats. So that's the first thing we want to do today, is just get some oats so we can feed those, and also a straw blower and a couple of straw bales. So we'll head up to the storage shed to pick up a tractor to go and get that. The corn in field 8 is ready to harvest, so we'll try and get that done as well today. And as we don't have any grain silos, we'll just take that straight up to the sell point with the best price. The oats was all finished off. We do need to get some fertiliser on these, so they are currently growing 50% fertilised, so we'll try and get some fertiliser sprayed on those as well. The 7230 Pro I have changed for the modded version that's on the in-game model, so we've got the front weights on now and the different style grill on that one. I've added the same operating hours and stuff onto that. So we'll take the Maxim, we'll go and pick up the front loader attachment, which is down by the horses. I still need to sort out all those pallets of fertiliser, get those back into the spreader. So we'll pick up the front loader attachment, and then we'll go and get the bag of oats, or a couple of pallets of oats, or big bags, whichever they're called, and also a couple of straw bales and the straw blower. We do need to get a trailer of some sort as well, because we sold both of ours when we was finishing up on Ravenport, as I was planning on buying a new one anyway. We'll just grab the bale fork. I think while we're here, we'll give the horses another couple of hay bales. So that should keep them going for a good long while. So we'll go and pick up the new trailer and the straw blower and stuff. Then we can get those given to the horses, and then we'll get the corn in this field harvested. I do want to look at buying another field, because we need at least one more arable field. So there's this field down here, which I'm not sure on the price, but I think that looks like canola. That's ready to harvest. I think we did look at that one, which was field 9. I think that was a little bit more expensive for the size of field than 8 was, because of the little bit of forest you get. So first up we want a trailer. I'm thinking of getting the J&M Gravity Wagon in red. I'll keep everything else as standard, so we'll not change any of these because they just cost more money for something we don't really need. O decals cover. Again, we'll keep that off for now. We can always add it later if we need to. That's going to be 20,900. We can also get another one of these when we need to attach to the back, so we can transport what's that, nearly 48,000 litres, just under. So we'll buy that one. We also need a straw blower. We we had one of the Wolsey before, so these are pretty much designed for round bales, but you can fit square bales in. Although it just doesn't look good, it does work. The Anderson one, again, I think that's pretty much the same. It's designed for round bales, but you can put a square bale in there if you want. So I think we'll go for this one, which is a lot cheaper than the Anderson one anyway, and we can fit a couple of straw bales in there. So we'll buy that one. And also then we need the big bags. So we'll get 4 bags of oats for now. That should be more than enough till our oats are ready to harvest, and also we'll just get a couple of straw bales. Should be more than enough to fill up their bedding, and hopefully we can transport all of this back in one go. We should be able to connect the straw blower to the back of the gravity wagon. Right then, so what we'll do, we'll give the oats to the horses, and also then we can do the straw. So we just drop the straw blower off there, and then can top up the oats, just so the straw blower's on the right way around. So we are going to need quite a lot more oats than 4,000 litres, but that should be enough to last them until our field's ready. So it hasn't filled it up a huge amount, but that will do for now. So if we just grab the straw blower, and then we can give the horses some bedding. I did ask on the last episode about the animals, which ones should get first, with the sheep, pigs or cows. Quite a few mixed responses, so it's pretty even on everything. So I wasn't planning on getting any of the animals in this episode. Okay, so that's all the straw filled up. So we'll look at that at some point soon as to which ones we are going to get. But for now, we'll leave that for a little bit. I am going to get some chickens, so hopefully we can look at getting the chickens sorted today. At least then we have got some eggs being produced. So what I'll do is I'll go and grab the combine, and we'll make a start on harvesting our corn. This shouldn't take too long, as it's not a huge field. It does require ploughing and also some lime as well, so the yield is not going to be as good as it could be, but it is fully fertilised, so that is a plus on that account. And I said what we'll do is we'll take this straight up to the place with the best price for corn, which currently is actually not too bad. It's $896 per 1,000 litres at the ranch, which isn't too bad of a price from what I can remember. I think around about 900 is a reasonable price for corn on normal economic difficulty. That's from what I can remember on the other maps anyway. A 900 seemed to be about the most I saw, unless it was a great demand, which seemed to be very few and far between any usable great demands that ever come up in 19. So we've got come up to the first row, and we've got 12% full. So nearly 1,500 litres per pass of the field, and we've probably got about 10 passes or so. So around about 15,000 litres. It's not going to be a huge amount. Like I say, it's always going to be a little bit of extra money. And with the ploughing and lime requirement met for the next crop, we'll get a much better yield. Okay, so we've done a couple of passes around the headlands just to give the combine a bit of room to turn around, especially this bottom end being so close to the road. So what we'll do, we'll leave our work to carry on that for a bit. We've got 8,542 litres in the gravity wagon, so we're probably not going to get a huge amount more off that field, probably 10,000 litres at the most. So what we're going to do is look at getting our chickens in while our work finishes that off. And I'm thinking of putting them just behind the house, sort of in our backyard, or what will become the backyard. So what I need to do is move these two trailers. I will need to try and find somewhere where we can park these up at some point. So just drop that one off there and then grab the other one. I'll just drop this one over here as well. That should give us enough space. So the chicken coop I've got, or the animal pen, we have got the in-game ones. We did have two of these previously, and then you've got the large one, which is absolutely huge. I know you can fit 400 chickens in there, which it's probably a good space for 400 chickens, but you look at that, and it takes up just as much space for a paddock which takes 8 horses. Just makes you think that paddock's a bit too small, so that wouldn't really fit in anyway. Then we've got the one off the mod hub, which is just absolutely crazy expensive. Quite small. I think it's got auto feed and auto sells eggs. I'm not quite sure how that works, but $234,000. I don't know if that's why or how that come up with that price. I don't know. So we're going to go with this one from G&G and Modding, or GG and Modding, or is it G&G Modding? A bit confusing. I think it's G&G Modding. Well, I'm not sure. I don't think this is on the mod list, on my mod list yet, the link to this. I do really need to update that again, as it's not been updated for a week or so, and there's a few mods I've got. I think that is the only one other than the one I showed before, which is only 50. So this one is a free range chickens. It's an open pen, so there's no fences or anything around it. It's only $4,000 to place. We should be able to fit this in. Try and work out which would be the best way for it to go. Also, we need to try and get some access into it. So I'm thinking if we go sort of around there, has cut into that grass field a little bit, but that's not too much of an issue. I'm hoping those interactive zone markers disappear when we reload the game, because I really dislike those markers. Super handy, obviously, if you're new to the game, knowing where to put things, or you're on a map for the first time. Well, personally, I can't stand them. I really don't like the look of them. I like the option you can turn them off, but I really dislike when mods have it so you can't get rid of them. I know some mods you have to restart the game for them to disappear if you've got interactive zone markers off. So that's our little chicken area. Is this the... So that's where we buy chickens, this square here. Obviously we've got the feed trough, and this will probably where the eggs spawn. So we are going to need to get into there to get the pallets for the eggs. Right, so decorations. We have got the fence pack installed from Dorset, I think it was. If we go through the 50 million trees. So we've got several gates, so if we can fit in a small gate so we can access there, but yeah, that's going to be in the way then. Maybe if we put a small gate here, then we can access the pen, we can get to the crates with the skid steer. We also need to do the feed, which... Yeah, trying to back a trailer in there to feed might be a bit tricky. So if we go double gates might be a bit better. I'm not quite sure which way they open. I think they open towards the hinges. So it'll be opening outwards. Trying to think of the best way to kind of do this. We could bring that out, so that gives us plenty of room there. Oh, wrong button. Oh, it's completely messed up the where I was. Alright, so I think if we go sort of there with the gates, try and get these as straight as possible. I always find placing fencing is extremely difficult to actually see how close you are. To the actual other fence post. And I always find that when you go and look afterwards, they're always miles away from where you actually want them. And then that thing is why you try and adjust the camera angle. Yeah, that gate's not quite straight compared to that fence post. Right. I'm going to carry on and get these fences in, because it's going to be tricky to do and get right. So I'm going to put that one there to give us a start point, because that one's fairly straight. I may need to change that gate because it's a little bit wonky. And then what I'm thinking is we'll do the fencing all the way around the back. So we have to scroll through the 50 million trees again. So what we'll do is put fencing all the way around. Pretty much all the way around the house, around this side. And then get another gate in here as well. And then finish the fencing off there. And then we can look at possibly getting a few trees and some bushes and stuff in there. And then what I'll do is I'll repaint some of this texture so it doesn't look all patchy grass. Okay, so I've eventually finished the fencing. It's far from perfect. There's a few dodgy joins here and there. Just like this one here. It's just so difficult to place the fencing close. But we have managed to get it in. I've got the gates open into the chicken pen. It almost hits the building. It does slightly clip through, but not enough to that you can actually notice. So I've also gone round, painted a little bit of grass texture around the actual edges. It did clip into this field a slight bit more. Unfortunately, these fences, although they look fantastic and they are really nice mod pack, the shortest section is like 2 panels. It would be nice if there was a single panel, because I think with them I would have preferred to have come to this post here, but there was no way of doing it without completely moving the gates further down this way, which then it'd be straight into the back of the building. Again, just not having been able to have that single panel just made it a little bit difficult. Like on this corner, one single panel to bring it a bit further away from the road would have been better. And that is going to annoy me at some point. I will change that because my OCD just will not let me leave it like that. I also got a few trees in, so we've got a birch in the front and a couple of trees in the back. So what we'll do is we'll buy a few chickens. I will get a rooster to start with. Where is he? There he is. Rooster strutting his stuff across the backyard. I've no idea how many we'll get. We'll get $1,000 worth of each with the transport fee, so that's 1,300. So that's white, 2,000 black, and then 3,000 for brown. So 3,900 in total for those, and that is 20 of each plus 1 rooster. So yeah, that's quite measly considering we can have 400 in here. But we do need to get some wheat, so let's close the gate, stop them escaping, even though they could just probably go underneath that gate, to be fair, and also just walk around the house and come out this big gap. I was going to put a gate in there, but I just could not get one to fit with the spacing that looked anything decent, so we'll leave that at that. We do need to go and finish off over here. Our worker has finished the corn, so we'll get this unloaded and we can take that over to the sell point. While I'll do that, I'll get a worker going on with the subsoiler. Well, actually, we'll spread some lime first and then get the subsoiler going over that. So if we just get that unfolded, and let's have a quick look at fields and field prices. So field 5 is canola, and that one's only 102,000. Let's have a look. Is there any contracts on field 5 harvesting? So that's 3.49 acres for that field. Field 9 is 6.29. So actually field 9 is quite a lot bigger. Oh, I'm looking at field 9, it's field 7. Yeah, that's why field 9's a lot bigger. Got my field numbers mixed up. So field 7 is field 7, no contract available probably. Yep. So I'm not quite sure on the price of that, the size of that field. It's difficult to say whether 5 is bigger than 7. But they say there's quite a big difference in price, like $32,000. So field 5 would be a nice one to get. Trying to think, I want to kind of keep it around the 100,000, so we could get a couple. Now that one's, what, field 1's like only 117. That looks a hell of a lot bigger than 7. So what's in field 1? Apology, I'll keep going off the map when we're on it. So field 1 is that barley. No, it's currently cultivated, so there's no crop in field 1 at the moment. Field 5 is ready to harvest. So field 3 is only 67,000. And that one is oats. Oh, God. That's a bit annoying. We could have done that one yesterday. We could have got some oats. Should have checked that earlier, to be fair. So I think we'll buy field 5. So that gives us 3 arable fields. We're still left with, what's our balance? 200,049. So what I can do is, I'll get the header changed on this, and we'll get that over to field 5 so we can start harvesting that. And also get our worker set up on this one, as we want to get some lime spread and start getting that subsoiled so we can get a new crop planted in that. We also do need to head to the store and just buy 1 bag of wheat for the chickens for now. So I've got our worker going on the canola over in our new field. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly get some lime on field 8, and then we can get the worker set up on the subsoiler. And then what we'll do, we'll take the corn over to the ranch. If hopefully that's still the best price. Yep. The ranch is... Where is the ranch? Is that the ranch? Oh. Well, there's a... Oh yeah, there's the ranch. For some reason it's not marked on the map. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit too far zoomed out. So that bottom corner is where we'll head down there to sell the corn. I'm glad I didn't spend the time. I was going to put all the fertiliser back into the spreader, take the lime out just to get rid of all those pallets, but it's a good job I didn't, because we now need to get some lime on here. I'd have had to have unloaded them all again. Okay, so I've got the worker spreading the lime, and our other workers over there harvesting the canola. So we'll head over to the ranch to sell this load of corn. The combine will probably be full before we get back. And now I need to bring up the mini-map and see which way we need to go. So looks like we head straight down this way to the island roundabout, whichever you prefer to call it, and then do a right, if I don't crash. Too busy looking at the map. Okay, so we've just come up to the ranch. We're just going through one of the small forest wooded areas on the map, and not quite as dense as I think some of the other areas over by where our farm is. So at some point we will look at doing some forestry. Now I just need to work out the way to get to the sell point. Looks like it's just over there. I'll just drive across their grass, they won't mind, I'm sure. So let's sell our corn. Now this will be our first crop. We did sell some cotton off the first episode when we harvested the cotton in our 2 fields. Well, this is the first crop from a combine harvester we'll have sold. One thing I do like these gravity wagons, they do seem a little bit slow to unload. I do believe they were submitted to the mod hub to Giants for testing for the mod hub for console and PC. I'm not sure they'll get on console because I don't think The J&M will be allowed on console for the licensing, so they may have to change that to Lizard brand if they want them on console. So that's $18,005 for our corn. That'll give us a little bit of money to get some more chickens. So we'll head back through the forest. It's an unusual road to get to this sell point. Looks like a quarry. You kind of like dip down here to go across the train line. It looks like you've got a slight quarry area there, which is a purchasable area of land. So not quite sure what you do with it. Well, our worker is full, so the combine's full, so we do need to go and unload that. And the worker has finished spreading the lime, so we'll need to get that swapped over for the subsoiler. Right, so let's get our combine unloaded. So it's full 10,000 litres so far off this field. We've a little bit left to do. So we do need to plough. This one doesn't require lime, so it's just the ploughing stake we need for field 5. So what we'll do is we'll probably get one filled with some wheat or barley that we can use for chicken feed, and not quite sure what we'll do in the other one. We've got oats up in 24. As I said, there's nothing other than the oats and wheat or barley for the chickens at the moment. We don't need anything else in particular. So what I'll do, I'll just leave this here and we'll go and nip across to the Magnum. I'll get this swapped over so we can start the subsoiling. We're not going to get this planted in this episode, we'll do that in the next one. But at least we can get our worker set off subsoiling it. Alright, so it looks like he's missed a little bit there. Yeah, so it didn't quite finish. I should have put a pass across this end of the field as well, knowing that it may have been a little bit tricky for the workers. I do find on some of these fields, the fields are extremely close together. It does cause the workers a few issues, so it's definitely worth doing a pass or two around the headlands if you're going to be using the workers, just to make it that much easier on them. Right, so we'll just drop this back down here. So the plan is we'll probably look at getting another shed down the bottom by the horses and all the grass equipment, so the rake, tedder, mowers and that will keep down there, just to free up a little bit of space up in this area. And eventually at some point we'll get a few more buildings to store equipment in. So we just need our subsoiler. And then we'll get our work set off. So what I'll do is on this one I'll probably will do a few passes just across each end first. to make life a little bit easier. And what we can do is go and finish off the harvest in field 5. Right, so we've got this tiny little bit left that the workers missed of our canola, and then that's this field all harvested. So that one's done. So we'll look again, this one's subsoiled in the next episode, and also getting a crop planted in both of these fields if we can. We still need to get 24 fertilised, so we'll go over that with the sprayer. So we'll just stop that there. We'll also sell off this canola, which the current best price is still going up a little bit, is 1,135 at the central grain elevator. So if we can get that close to about 1,200, that won't be too bad. So we've got just under 15,000 litres of canola off that field. So our workers are going to carry on with that field. And what we'll do as well, we'll head to the store and buy a bag of wheat for the chickens. And we'll probably buy a few more chickens as well. So we'll leave it there for this episode, as we're coming up again 40 minutes. So hope you have enjoyed it. If you do have any questions, comments, suggestions, then please do leave it in the comment section. Any questions I will try and answer as soon as possible. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. We've got new Farming Simulator 19 videos coming every day. And if you do have any suggestions on the animals, cows, sheep, pigs, on which one you'd like to see first. I'm leaning more towards cows, as we didn't do it in Ravenport, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section on that as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you again. Goodbye.